when you're in doubt, wear your husband's shirt, and for the ladies especially, because I was looking for what I wear. Hey, the said husband is glaring at me. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chisom and I'm excited to be here today. If you're listening on podcast, I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, even though you can't see my face. If you like to see my setup, if you like to see what I look like, you can run onto YouTube, same channel, and you'll catch me here. But yeah, I'm excited for today's episode. Before I even get to the tea of the topic, I have special advice for you guys. When you're in doubt, wear your husband's shirt, and for the ladies especially, because I was looking for what I wear. Hey, the said husband is glaring at me. He cannot remove the shirt, but yeah, I was looking for what I wear for this episode, and I'm like, I saw this shirt. I said, it's free, it's comfortable, it's ironed. It was a good idea. So when you're in doubt, wear your husband's shirt. I can't believe that I did not, milk this earlier in our relationship, but I thank God for insights. Now we give God praise. Hallelujah. So for today's video, I'll be answering the question, how do you know you are ready for a relationship? Because some of you now, as I just said, my husband this, you're like, step on her neck. There's even one of my guys, my friends, that I want to shade. So there's one time I posted on Instagram, and I'm like, I think I was just appreciating my husband that day randomly. And she came to my comment section, step on our necks. Hey, allow the singles breathe. And she was saying it, and I'm like, oh, now it's not like that. Kini. Just for me to find out weeks later that she has been in a relationship, and I just found out like weeks later. And when she was in a relationship, she was still doing step on our neck, let the singles breathe. I say, I've caught you. But anyway, I digress. For today's topic, I'll be answering the question. Someone asks, how do you know you're ready for a relationship? And I think it's a very important topic to have, because sometimes the readiness of your heart or your mind or your whole being can drastically affect the outcome of a relationship. You could ruin the chances of a very good relationship because you're not ready and you entered it prematurely. At the same time, you could that's really it actually. You could ruin the chances of being in a very sweet, beautiful, prosperous relationship because you are not ready and you walked in too prematurely. But there's another angle to being ready for a relationship where people think they are not ready, but then they do everything that should be done in a dating relationship and there are no titles. So that's what I would usually refer to as a situationship. And I have a whole video on it. So if you find yourself in a situationship, I have a video to help you break free from that. But it's not healthy either way. If you're in a relationship, you should be in a relationship and accord that person the benefits of being in a relationship. Now, to clear it out, by benefits, I mean Christian benefits of being in a relationship. Don't go and quote what may I not say. Okay, so back to the topic. If you're in a relationship, there should be a clear difference with how you relate with that person and how you relate with the average person of the opposite sex. So it should be very clear, and those boundaries should be there. So how do you know that you are ready? Number one, you have to ask yourself, do you perceive yourself as ready? Are you emotionally ready for the commitment of being with someone exclusively in view of marriage? Now, I am making this video because I have made several videos on love, Christian relationships, and I don't want to really hammer the difference between a Christian dating relationship and an average dating relationship. But for context, I'm talking about a serious relationship that is gearing towards marriage. That's what I'm talking about here, not casual dating or all of that. So you have to ask yourself, am I willing to make the commitment to grow with this person, to love this person, and finally one day make the decision of spending my life with this person or not? Because it could go both ways. So when you don't have a clear answer to that question, maybe you're not ready. Maybe you're not ready. Because some people, they say they want to date, they want love, but you can't stomach the idea of talking to somebody every day. And I'm like, why are you, like, talking every day is the basic part of dating. Why is that irking you? Some people feel like, it's too much, in my space too much. Maybe there is something there in that feeling that you need to address. Because if you want to date somebody, you need to be willing to talk to them every day. Like, I can't believe that I have to say it. You need to be willing to talk to them every day. It's just basic, really. So yeah. Another thing to consider is, am I financially ready? See, I know that money is not everything. I totally agree. I have seen myself in different facets of my relationship. There are times where in my relationship I was broke, like not broke. There are different types of broke. So if I say I'm broke now, it's not the kind of broke I was 5 years ago. There are very different levels of broke. So yeah, I'm not saying you can't enter a relationship if you don't have plenty money, but I'm saying, are you financially ready to be in a relationship? Do you have the means to at least take care of yourself and not be a burden to whoever you're in a relationship with? Because some people, ladies, I'm so sorry, but there are a lot of ladies that do this. You enter relationships with the idea that you're looking for a caretaker for your life. I know that it's great for a man to be a provider, but if you come to a relationship looking for somebody to take all your financial burdens away, you are not looking for a relationship, you're looking for a bank. And that's very unfair to the guy in question, and unfair to your self-dignity, honestly. Is it sweet to be pampered and spoiled? I promise you, it's very sweet. But if you can't even take care of yourself, like your basic needs, maybe you need pad, you have to call your boyfriend, hello dear, please I need pad. Or you want to cook, you don't have Maggie, hello dear, I need Maggie. Like, you can't do all those basic things by yourself, you're probably not ready for a relationship. I hate to break it to you that way. Yeah, so it's very important that you are ready. Another question you need to ask yourself is, are there unresolved baggages from either my past or my previous relationships that I haven't taken care of? And this can be a very vulnerable question to ask. One way I want you to try and tackle it is, ask yourself, how did my last relationship end? Was it my fault? Was it my partner's fault? Was it a mutual issue that we both had and couldn't walk through? Let me give an instance. If your last relationship ended because you cheated, that's a very big flag to paint to green as soon as you can. Because if you don't tackle why you cheated and how to make sure that doesn't happen again, you will make the same mistakes that you are hoping not to make in a new relationship, and that's not fair to anybody in the situation. If reverse was the case and you were cheated on in your last relationship, you need to be sincere. Have I healed from this? Have I moved on from this? Do I harbor fears of my next partner cheating on me? And trust me, it's very possible for you to be in that situation where you were cheated on and then move on without having trust issues. I'm saying this from experience. It's very, very possible to move on and heal completely, like heal without resentment. It's very, very possible to do that and move on. But you need to be sure that you've put some work into ensuring that baggages and issues that you had from your last relationship don't creep into your new relationship. You need to be willing to know that. Another question that you must ask yourself and know your answers to are, what are my non-negotiables? Like, what would I not take in a relationship? Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, I'm talking about Christian relationships. So there are some things that I don't even want to have to spell out, like dating from the same faith. I've done a video on it before on interreligious marriages and all of that. So I would probably link the video in a card somewhere on this video so you can watch it if you haven't watched it already. But it's very important that you date someone from the same faith. I can't stretch that enough in this video. So apart from that, what are your non-negotiables? And it varies per person. Like for me, one of the things that I was looking out for subconsciously, like it was so subconscious because I kind of expected it from anybody I'll be attracted to, was you should know how to talk. I don't know how to explain. Like you may tabon every once in a while, maybe, you know, we are all human. Sometimes we mispronounce words. I mean, English is not even our mother tongue, so that's fine. But like, you need to know how to talk. You need to know how to carry yourself vocally. That was a big deal for me. I would say a non-negotiable, because words of affirmation are my primary love language. So if you don't know how to talk, I ask you, how are you? Fine. Do you like me? Yes. It's not gonna work. So let's not frustrate ourselves. That was one of my non-negotiables. Was height a non-negotiable? No. If you had every other thing and you were not that tall, so it's okay. We'll just be taking pictures in an angle that it doesn't... We'll just be taking pictures in an angle that doesn't look awkward. So me, I'm fine if you're not that tall. But thankfully, my husband is tall, and he keeps saying I'm short, but that's for his pockets. Anyway, so you need to know what your non-negotiables are, and I beg you, don't keep your non-negotiables unreasonable. Like some people's non-negotiables is that he must have a house of his own, he must have a car of his own. I don't know. If you don't have a house of your own and a car of your own, I think that's a very funny bar to set. Even if you do, I just think that some things should be kept flexible, right? So know your non-negotiables in a relationship and in a person. I've talked about in a person. In a relationship, for me, my non-negotiables were I would not accept abuse of any kind, whether it's emotional or verbal or physical. Once I smell it, Motilo. So that was a big non-negotiable for me. Another non-negotiable I had, especially when I was dating, was if you cheated in any way, shape, or form, whether it was emotional or physical, I was going to walk away. And this varies for different people. Did my walking away mean that I would not forgive the person? Of course not. But for me, I had things that I was healing from at the time when I actively started dating. I think the first person I dated, I was 18. Hey, I was a small girl. I was 18 when I started dating actively. And I had to put out there because there were some things I had experienced around that part of my life that led to trust issues I had to work hard to break out from. Like, God really helped me break out from those things. So I did not want the closest relationship to me to breed trust issues in any way, shape, or form. So if there was cheating, I was going to walk away because I want to be your girlfriend or your wife and not your matron or your intrusive mom. I didn't want to do that. If you tell me you're going to Kafanchan, I don't want to be following you on Google Maps that, oh, are you really going to Kafanchan? If you tell me that the person you were talking to was Lola, I don't want to be checking whether it was Lola Day. Did you get? So I didn't want that stress in my life. So when I was in a relationship where there was infidelity, I walked away. And I was so surprised how quickly I walked away, because the day I found out was the day I ended it, right? And I was so surprised that I was hurt. I was deeply hurt, but my mind was clear. It wasn't negotiable for me. Like, the relationship was great apart from this infidelity issue, but this was a deal breaker for me, and I knew it, and I just backed off from it, and it helped me heal easily. Okay, so yeah, that's just for me. There are some other things, if I remember other ones, I'll probably mention it in other videos. And if you know other things that you probably asked yourself before you started dating that helps you, please put it in the comment section. I'm sure that it will benefit some people that will be reading through the comment section and are at the dating phases or B phase of their life. So please let me know any other tips that you think will be helpful in the comment section. And please, if you have any question at all, maybe related to this topic or a different topic or something you want me to talk about, so please feel free and let me know in the comments section. If you are listening on podcasts and you want to ask me a question, I will leave my email in the description box of whatever podcast you're listening to, and you'll be able to send me an email with your question. I promise to answer as fast as I can. I love you guys. I hope you don't feel creeped out when I say that, because I genuinely mean it. I love being able to talk to you. I love that we can build a community this way and I can answer your questions. I really love it, and it's a genuine privilege for me. So yeah, I mean it when I say I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode, and I'll see you at my next episode. Bye.